vulva is what girls have down below.
Your breasts grow firm and blossom under their canopy of fragrant silken skin. Feel your breasts swell. Feel them grow firm as they blossom to their natural limit. Feel the sensation.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 billion.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another drama-filled edition of KDK's Lunatic Fringe. Woot woot, you know what this week's drama is? Let's start right off the bat. The fact that we're not on DEFCON right now, or Wild Bunch. I did not say that. The opinions of Keith don't necessarily reflect the opinions of myself. And, that's right, if you're listening to us right now, you're listening to us on PCU, which is where we're going to stay, and we only have 80 slots, so you might want to stay tuned. If you really want to hear the program, you might want to keep your ass put, otherwise you may not be able to get back in. If we get decent numbers, we might be turning people away at the door. Let's see how many people we have right now. We have 48 people, so we got 32 slots left. That's not bad. I don't think we'll hit 80 tonight. But the big drama is because, well, I'm trying to inspire and encourage Blackout to come back and start doing internet radio again, because I think it's entertaining when he's good, and I think it's very therapeutic for him. So, I shared with him the information that it takes to be able to come on and broadcast in PCU, because he's Blackout. He's like my prank call idol, and how cool is it that Blackout is doing a show on our network now? Except he takes it for granted, he takes advantage of it, and he decides to do, like, test shows. Which is basically, he starts up the PCU stream to start playing his old audio clips. And I can just understand he's trying to get a feel for the sound and what things are going to be like, eventually. But, you know, he did it, like, for, like, I don't know, 16 hours over the course of, like, a weekend. And he pissed Ted off of them. So Ted, like, yanked the encoders, or yanked the stream, changed the password so he couldn't do it anymore. And then I had to go and tell Blackout, only use it on a Thursday night. Because that's when Blackout shows on Thursday night, so everybody stay tuned. The first program, the first real official program, will be this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe.
That's why we're on.
What happened?
So why are we on,
Well, no, because Ted got pissed off at Blackout. It brought up both of our feelings about the other shows that are on DEF CON, because we get a lot of complaints from the listeners, and people want their damn prank calls. They don't want to hear anything else but prank calls, right? They're probably complaining about me talking too much in the chat room right now, because they want to hear another prank call. Yeah, they're typing Z's in the chat room, the bastards. And, I was also uncomfortable with being on DEF CON radio, because I would worry too much about their numbers, and I would feel bad if their numbers went down too drastically. And they usually did, because people are tuning in to hear either Jim and Al or Mark, or their stand-up comedy routines. They don't want to hear prank calls, otherwise they'd be tuning over to PCU, right? So it never worked over there anyway, and I decided I didn't want to be on there anymore, and, well, if I'm no longer on there, there's no reason for them to be over here, and we want to remain all prank. That's right. PC was all prank again. We may have live shows, but they'll be like this one and the one that comes on after me tonight, 404 Not Found. They're prank call shows, or shows hosted by prank callers, which is the case with Blackout and Mental Discharge. Because I don't know if they have the grapes to make live prank calls. I don't know if they have the grapes. Blackout? He does it, but he doesn't like doing it. But he does it. Well, anyway, we got a lot of shit that we can talk about tonight. A lot of interesting news. There's a whole shit ton of new stuff I can play. New prank calls from Monkey Phone and Basturma Bob. A song from Maida. We got a song from Maida. Maida playing guitars in a song. And a new rap song from Juggle Who. So, I'm going to take a break right here and come back and talk about what happened at the end of the program last week. It was a very, very interesting program last week, I gotta say. From what I've heard, from what people have told me. Anyway, this one is called... Which one do I want to play here? I got my whole huge folder here. Am I done with the New Year's Eve ones? I'm going to play this one. This is one that was sent to me earlier today by Basturma Bob, and I thought it was... It's funny because it's the cutest shit when you hear, like, little kids doing prank calls.
Thank you for calling Ralph. This is Vanessa speaking. How may I help you?
Hey, Holmes, my name's Jose. Do you guys sell any beer?
Do we sell any beer?
Beer.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
I ain't a ma'am. I'm a man. Holmes. I'm at the party right now. It's so hot in here. Oh! Yeah. See, I was wondering. I came to the house the other day. I bought some Sprite. Yeah, it was something. How much is a beer? Did you say?
$10 and up.
Ah, Holmes. Yeah, me and my homies will come there one night. Do you guys have any specials, Holmes?
I don't think so.
No special? My wife is banging, Holmes. She's banging.
Please hold. Please hold.
What's Colorado?
Hello? Oh, Linda! Linda! Oh, excuse me! Would you guys put us on hold? Holmes! Linda!
Am I the only one that thinks that's the cutest thing? It's not necessarily funny, but it's cute funny. You know, like on America's Funniest Home Videos, they would have like cute babies, but they would never be as funny as a fat lady falling down. Nothing beats a fat person bouncing. Anyway, the end of the program last week. I tried to go to the liquor store, and I was at the red light, right in front of the Gandhi Mart down here, down the end of the road. I was at the red light, and I was late. You remember why I was late? Because we were fucking. And I jumped out of the shower. I was like, oh shit, I only got like 8 minutes to go get the beer. And it's like 8:57. For those who don't know, you can't buy beer after 9 o'clock in Connecticut. So I'm sitting there like 8:57, and I was like, cool, I'm going to make it. And I'm going to make it. And I'm waiting at the light. And then I see the lights go out in the place. And I was like, fuck! So I was like, no big deal. Instead, I'll do shots of vodka. What a brilliant idea that was. Yeah, I got really drunk last week. I'm not accustomed with drinking hard liquor. And I wasn't aware, because I'm drinking it and waiting 10 minutes and I'm not feeling it. So I'm drinking more and I'm waiting 10 minutes and I'm not feeling it.
You don't really start to feel it until you really stand up.
Well, that's what happened. Because I passed out. I remember I listened to the program at the end of the program earlier today to see what put me to sleep. And it was actually the outro music, the Wolfman Jack outro, that put me to sleep. But that's okay, because that was the end of the program, right? The program's over after that. And luckily I remembered to mute my mic before I fell asleep. But I'm sitting here in the chair, like, listening to that promo. And I passed out sitting up. I was so drunk I passed out sitting up. And I couldn't be roused when you left.
I was trying to wake you up until you go to bed, and you were just like,
I was probably like talking like I'm on the air or something.
You were telling me something about sticks.
Sticks?
Yeah. Not the band. Like an actual stick.
Uh-huh.
Something just take them. That's what you were saying.
Okay. Well, anyway, from my chair, after you left, from my chair, I got up and I think I fell down and hit my head. Or either, I figure I might have been, like, sitting in the chair, and then I fell so far asleep that I just, like, fell and my head hit the table. Because I had, like, a shiner in the morning. Now that's bad. I blacked out and woke up with like a cut on the bridge of my nose and like a shiner on my head. I was like, wonderful. Must have been a good show last night because I can't remember half of it. And people are talking to me during the week like about things that happened. Like the Juggle Who was talking about when I played his song, and I didn't remember playing it until I listened to the end of the program, like earlier tonight. So at that point, at the last like 20 minutes of the program, I was in like on total autopilot, like in a blackout. So I promise, no more hard liquor on the air for me. Beer, you gotta get you gotta drink so much of it to get that fucked up that you'll end up falling asleep before then.
I wouldn't say that.
What?
A couple nights I don't remember.
Oh, really?
From beer.
From beer? Yeah, but I don't drink like that anymore. I did when I was a kid because, you know, you would just get them and pound them because you got a curfew, so you got to get drunk fast and try to sober up a little before you get home.
No, that was never my thing.
No? Well, anyway, I may as well get this out of the way right away, I'm not in the mood to make prank calls tonight. Maybe if somebody has like such a brilliant idea that I can be persuaded to do it, but I'm not really in the mood to make prank calls tonight. I'm gonna catch up on a lot of the shit that I haven't played, because I have like a backlog of stuff that people have sent me, and stuff I've wanted to play that I haven't gotten to, because we're always doing so many live prank calls. So this is one of those nights where I'm telling you flat out, tune out, because I'm not in the mood to make live prank calls tonight, even though it says so in the Shoutcast streaming thing. So that way we know we won't run out of our 80 slots. No live prank calls, everybody's gonna ditch. Anyway. Don't you hate when you go to drink something as though you think it's like a soda and it turns out to be a beer? I thought that was a Diet Pepsi, so I went to like sort of sip it. Because I drink them differently. When I drink a beer, I try to gulp it down because I hate that taste and I don't want to have it like any more times than I have to, you know? You know, when you drink a can of beer, you do it in like 3 or 4 sips. You don't sit there and like sip on it the way you would a soda. You do? You sip on beer? Ugh. Ugh. Well, anyway. Let me play something else new for you here in this week's audio file. Some of these New Year's Eve pranks that I haven't even gotten to yet. Damn. World premiere KDK reunion prank call right here on KDK's Lunatic Fringe. And does everybody remember what the world premiere music is? I'm surprised I remember.
I can't breathe. Stop. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
I'm pretty sure. Oh.
Hello. We are not available. Please leave your phone number after.
Get out of here.
We'll repeat. It's Wang at Dave Jeffrey of MetLife Insurance.
I did it again. Don't talking to me tonight. I'm like on a total roll.
Give me a call. Got an appointment to come by and look at what's going on. 860-384-9379.
You clearly got a problem with your brownie stone.
860-384-9379. Thanks. Bye-bye. And on final message. Remaining recording time is 60 minutes, 25 seconds. Press 1 to play back all messages. Press 2 for other functions. Press 1 to play back new. Press 1 to record your message. Press 1 to erase all messages. Press 1 to record your greeting.
That's
Press
it. You ready?
For other functions. Press 7 to record your greeting. Press 9 to end recording. Record greeting after the 8.
Happy New Year! Oh, not again. Please, get me off the floor.
Hey, we came over for a little wang, and we're spending the night. It's New Year's, woo!
Oh.
I want to hear that now.
Happy New Year! Oh, not again. Please, get me off the floor. Hey, We came over for a little wang, and we're spending the night. It's New Year's. Woo!
The cats are hungry. They get
Hi, you've reached Edna's for a dog grooming appointment.
Hello. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing this evening?
You must have the wrong number.
No, I'm serenading you, fair lady.
Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know. I like the night.
Well, who are you?
I'm Greg.
Who?
I'm Greg Birch.
Well, you have the wrong number. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Oh, no.
Edna? Edna?
She's gone.
Now, I wanted to play that one, because that was Raw Milk calling up a random elderly lady to serenade her. I'm serenading you, dear lady. That line always gets me. But we were listening, me and Keith were listening to that prank call last night, and Keith said something very funny. You want to repeat it?
No.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
No.
He says that when Ryan does that, it reminded him of salad fingers. So I was going to play some salad fingers. Oh my God, it's uncanny. You hear it? We're going to have Ryan do some salad finger calls. He's got a natural ability there, you know. It's easy when it happens that way. Skies are blue. I'll play this music every time Ryan calls. Just play this one. I love the soundboard. It's got like all the weird, trippy salad fingers music to it. But anyway. Oh boy. Before that, I'm going to have to put that one up on the hosted pranks page soon. That was I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Raw Milk. Is he in the chat room yet? Let's see. Oh, Venison is here. Hellbringer's here. Welcome back, Hellbringer. Let me do the shout-outs. Let me see who's listening tonight. Alf is listening tonight. Alf, I would bet that Alf is Atlantic Dimensions, but they always get mad when I make guesses like that. Brandon, Ilsonic, DJ Freak, and Ellie, and Jugglehoo, and Kinky, and Lifelike. I know most of these people. No, Screaming Me, I don't recognize him. Shyman the Super Guru, and V-Fighter. I feel uninspired tonight. Let me see what people are saying in the chat room. Mr. Peepers has a ton of numbers, in case I come around and feel like doing a prank call. Maybe after I have a couple beers. I'm only on beer number 1, and I'm not really in a drinking mood tonight, so I guess that's going to be out of the question. Sorry I don't announce these things ahead of time, but I don't really know ahead of time whether I'm going to want to do prank calls or not. And if I'm not in the mood for prank calls, you get bad prank calls, so I learned my lesson. But I can still read the names. So we got Jackie Guilty, Marcella Guilty, Mercedes Guilty, Walter Choker, Betty Boozer. Betty Boozer. Confirmed working old white lady. Maybe we'll make an exception for Betty Boozer. You can do a good drunk voice, can you? I could probably do a good drunk voice.
Well, I got the slur.
Do you want a prank? Yeah. This is a name listed. It's D-E-A-U-N-N-A. So it's Do You Want a Prank? Nancy Prance, Obi Booty, Obi Booty, Shemaine Booty, Ahmet Toker. Very creative. Monkey Phone Man says give us a call later. Okay. We got the Juggle Who says tell us when to take shots. No shots tonight. Oof. There's plenty of vodka left, but I'm not going near it. I will not touch my Nikolai until you tell me to prick. This bottle of Nicky ain't gonna drink itself. What is Nikolai? Is that the name of vodka? God damn you, tell me to. Okay, go ahead and drink, if you must. Hellbringer says, sup bro, long time no see. Okay, I see how you are. I'm sorry, it's taken me so long to get to the IMs. I know, I'm such a bad, awful, evil man. Call my phone so we can do some calls, Super Goo says. Well, I'm not in the mood to do prank calls, but I didn't say I wouldn't encourage others to. Neo has her numbers coming in. We got Fur War Ikbar. Fur War Ikbar. There's the winning name of the night. Mini Flamer, Christy Mingal, Ivy Mongo, Dewey Uber, Besnik Uka, Hick Meat Uka, Medi Uka, yeah, I guess so. We got Shaitsky Taka, Olafa Timu, Ekundato Benka. You know, Neil probably reads all these names while I read them, and just to see how well I'm pronouncing them because they're so difficult. Saba Benkabu, Abdelkabir Benkadaur. I think I just said something bad in a foreign language. Abdelkabir Benkadaur. Ilga Pubulus. She's on a roll tonight. Neil's really cracking me up tonight. Myron Puberski, Mary Ellen Cox, Malcolm Cockshut, Igor Uber, that's what I meant. Wanda Wankel, Mileva Kuparik, Orlana Winfredo, Farkas Ari, Merlin, I can't even pronounce that one. She stumped me. ARIEF DJ OHAN Arif Dijig Ohan and Viniac Sadanaranan, whatever it is. Neil always likes to try to stump me. Juggle Who is updating. Nikolai is super cute vodka. It's like bum vodka apparently. That's what he's drinking tonight. And how the hell does he get alcohol? You think your parents buy the alcohol for you, or do you have a trusted elder you go to when you need liquor, like the neighborhood rummy? He'll buy everybody booze for $5. Mobile says is Betty Boozer in the area code because it could be one of my college professors. It's not Bozzer, it's Boozer, but let me check. Who had Boozer? Was that Mr. Peepers? Betty Boozer. Yeah, Betty. Nope, wrong area code. Different person, Mobile. I don't know why I checked that on the air. Probably because I'm stoned already. I was smoking before the program because I was watching the movie Forgotten, which is apparently a film for lesbians. It's like a horror sci-fi movie that's really lame, made for TV made for Lifetime TV kind of movie. It's so over dramatic and feminine. You know how you just get that vibe from a movie? It's sort of the same way I got the vibe about those gay movies until I actually looked it up and figured out I was right. There's a company that's really popular doing like direct-to-DVD horror movies called Rapid Heart. And if you ever watch the movies, there's always a lot of guys that like they're half naked, and there's always a lot of man ass and bare chest for no reason. Is that the plow going by? That's really loud. Everybody listen to the plow going by. Either there's a plow going by or a plane crashing into the building next door. Because we're having a blizzard! Yay, we're having a blizzard. What was I saying? You forgot what I was saying too? And you didn't even smoke yet. You're just not paying attention. Right. I'd rather be playing video games too, you know.
Dude, this is your show? That's why it's called KDK's Frank.
You don't even know what it's called, you bastard. I'm on a divorce.
It's called KDK, not Keith. Thank you.
What does the first K stand for?
Kinky.
Kinky. Yeah, Kinky is the new member of KDK. Because the bogus pics it keeps sending me are really hot. I know, you can stop now. Anyway, I'm gonna play something really retarded, and then I'll be right back. Let's see what I can find that's really retarded. Here we go. I said I was gonna play something retarded, didn't I? You wanna know something else retarded? I got a phone call from AC Nielsen Company the other night. And I saw it on the caller ID, and I figured, okay, it's got to be some kind of telemarketing call, and I'm usually not in the mood to do this. But I answered as Jill, and it turns out that they're looking for people to be Nielsen families, and they claim that they got the phone number out of like some sort of mailing list. So Jill and the whole Rosenthal family are going to be a Nielsen family. Jill and Edgar Maurice, and they're going to send us a fourth book, which I will keep as a souvenir. I did Arbitron once, and they do a weird thing. They pay you after you do it, but they send it in all $1 bills that are like flat and crisp and fresh from the bank. I would get these envelopes from Arbitron with just like money, like dollars in it, and I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting them to pay me anything, but like, who ever heard of like sending money in the mail in this day and age, you know? Some bum will steal that dollar. Some unscrupulous postal worker. What? I had a postal worker steal the CDs from my magazines before. Yeah, official PlayStation Monthly. Back when I used to subscribe, I've gotten them without the disc inside before. And like a little tear in the back of the plastic. Bastards. One time they stole a poster from a magazine. Back when Resident Evil 2 came out or something, one of these magazines had like a poster that shipped out with it. So
one day, you claimed that
I stole it. I crapped all over her yard. No, I'm not making stuff up. That's true.
And one day, you claimed I spread your flowers.
And one time I got a bill for something before I received it. I got the bill before I received it, so I wrote them a nasty letter back saying, I haven't gotten it, I'm not paying. So they sent me another one. So I got like free shit. I ripped off a company. Oh, well, only because they're trying to bill me before they even send shit. Anyway, I suppose everybody's probably tuned out by now. Well, wow, there's 30 people in the chat room. Hopefully they're having more fun in the chat room than they are listening to this stuff. Anyway, it's good to see that a lot of people are back. A lot of people who've been away for a while are back. I notice Nose and Hellbringer. Oh, Monkey Richie's back too. Welcome back, everybody. You know, I was thinking it would be a good move just to pull the show back and just do it on PCU, because let's run down exactly what happened. It's been a very interesting year, and basically. In the beginning, we were getting to the point where we were in danger of running out of slots. Like we were close to the point where we wouldn't be able to handle any more listeners, and people would be turned away from the show and like be blaming me for it and going all hater on us and stuff. So I decided to work something out with Social Crime, and it doesn't work. And I try to work something out with Wild Bunch, and nobody listens to Wild Bunch, no matter who's on. And not even the other broadcasters will even support it. Well, not me anyway. They just all hate me, I guess. And I tried DEF CON, and this was all originally in an effort to make it so that the show could grow but not be leaving people behind. You know what I mean? So instead, we decided what we should have done in the beginning, what we should have done in the first place, is maybe find somebody else who would be willing to go in with me and Ted and pay for the cost of expanding the station, rather than, you know, trying to deal with other people. Nothing against DEF CON, of course. Everybody at DEF CON was great with me. And when I explained what was up to Mark, he said I could still do the show on DEF CON. But that wasn't the reason why we were taking the DEF CON shows off of PCU. Now, you know, the reason why we did that is because we're going to remain 100% prank. That's just like a conscious decision that we've decided to make. Because that's what it's supposed to be. It's PCU, right? Yeah, it's like the place where people go whenever they want to hear a prank call, you know? It's the bottom line. It's the power bottom of the prank call world. Oops, something like that. I knocked the beer over, but look, God is on my side. I wasn't even open. And I made it home safe from work in the blizzard. So anyway, I'm looking back on it all, and I'm realizing, you know, I screwed up PCU in my own effort to, like, try to spread the disease of my show. I went out and I ruined PCU. For the people who were into it for the prank calls, anyway. Because we had all these shows on all the time that were, they weren't pranks. Although it would be fun to hear some of them do pranks. I'd love to hear, like, Mark the DJ do prank calls. He'd probably be good at it. I wonder what kind of voice he could do. What? Yeah, he's quick. He's got a quick wit. He would make a good prank caller. But everybody can't steal my gig. So now we only have 4 shows. This one, KDK's Lunatic Fringe, 404 Not Found, which will be on. I spoke with Ted 15 minutes before the program, and as of then, he said he's doing it tonight. So, as long as I would be able to connect and stay connected to the streams, because Monkey Phone was having some problems earlier tonight. I think it was more due to their PC than anything else. But, 404, and then we got Mental Discharge on Thursday, or, when is Mental Discharge on? Wednesday night. And Blackout's Box Live on Thursday night. So 4 prank call shows. Well, 2 prank call shows and 2 shows done by noted prank callers. Mental Discharge and Blackout. So yay. Everybody's probably happy about that. And I thought it would be good if I pulled back too, because it would help the sense of community. You know, like the small little retarded community of friends that we have in our prank call underground world circles here, you know. A lot of the old people didn't like the new people. A lot of the new people didn't like me. I got a lot of hate IMs from DEF CON radio people telling me to get off the air. We want our Red Fox roast. We want to listen to somebody funny, not some. You want to listen to what? Material that's 10 years old. It's not all 10 years old. A lot of it's really current, actually. You're thinking of K-Ha-Ha. They're the one that play like the old, like, Jack Benny roast from 1920. Yeah, who? A collective who fell over the room. Jack Benny, they know who Jack Benny is. Not everybody who listens is a little kid. Although it would make more sense.
Well, I'm not a little kid and I've never heard of it. I'm all-knowing.
You're all-knowing. I'm all-knowing. You crack me up. That's why I love you. Let's get all gay, make everybody tune out. Let's have sex on the air. A week ago. Oh, that was the last time we had sex. Last Saturday before the show. Made me late for my beer and everything.
I made you late.
Is it because you masturbate too much? You haven't been taking your vitamins? You should, because you sleep a lot less when you're taking your vitamins. I want nookie tonight. And I'm gonna hook up the video camera to the DVD burner. We're gonna make DVD porn and sell it on the website. We can make the DVD porn, we just not sell it on the website. Maybe. Maybe, if I play my cards right. I'm going to get the camera. I'm going to take incriminating photos that I'm going to use against you 20 years from now when you try to run for public office. Well, look at George Bush. Just kidding. I love you. Well, anyway, let's play something really gay and get everybody out of here. Okay, we're back. And Alf says somebody needs to take the authority away from her. Now, without looking at anything that's going in the chat room, who would you assume that they're talking about? Alf says somebody needs to take the authority away from her. Dude, there you go. It didn't take you long. Everybody hates the fact that Neo's an op. But I like Neo because she's the one that's not afraid to be mean. Like a lot of my friends are afraid to be mean. You know, they're afraid that people won't come back because they get banned or kicked or permanently. But Neo will do it. Everybody hates her for it. We love Neo. Neo hasn't sent us any artwork in a while. I'm very upset. Has it been like a year since we got art from Neo? Do you ever have strange recurring dreams? Or recurring themes in your dreams? You have dreams of ghosts? Is seeing ghosts or being one? Being hunted by a ghost? But you know it's a ghost? Yeah. I have a lot of weird dreams where I'm a murderer. Nobody's trying to kill me, but I have killed somebody. But I've never had a dream that I can remember of the crime. I've never had a dream of actually killing somebody. But the dream, the parts of the dream that I remember is where I'm wondering what's wrong with me and how am I going to hide this and how can I continue my life now that I've killed somebody. And I had one again the other night. And I had a bag, I had like a black Glad bag. And inside it was like a soup of like flesh and blood and bone. I had apparently pureed somebody in a blender. And I had like a puree of human in a bag. And I was trying to find out where to dump it. And that's what the dream was about. And I thought that was very disturbing. Like maybe I was like a serial killer in my previous life. From all the stupid horror movies I watch. Yeah, but those are always about people being killed, not being the killer.
I'm right, goddammit.
I've had dreams where I'm being stalked by monsters and creatures before. Like when I was a little kid, I had nightmares about the Blob. The Blob is coming to get me. You're scared of the stupidest things when you're a kid. You look at the Blob now, you're like, oh, walk away from it. Unless it's that new Blob that they did in like the 80s that can shoot out an arm and grab you back. That was a cool Blob. They're doing another remake of the Blob. They're remaking everything now. They're remaking Amityville Horror, fucking Hills Have Eyes. They're gonna remake The Evil Dead. They're like every old horror movie, because Dawn of the Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre was successful. Like every barely successful horror movie, like the Toolbox Murders, got remade, and it has completely nothing to do with the first movie. Attack of it. I bet you somebody's working on it somewhere with like computer-generated killer tomatoes and everything. They'll look really cool. They'll roll down the street like in that Critters movie. You remember Critters? Those little things from space that could all combine into one big ball. I like those movies. Anyway, let's see how many people are listening. I've been rambling on and not doing any prank calls or anything. We got 56 people listening. I'm happy that we're not going to max out. Definitely. Who's behind the computer? Get out of there! What are you doing back there? I think Sebastian was going after a spider. I like spiders. Ooh, boy. Don't forget to stay tuned. I have new prank calls from Monkey Phone that I haven't heard yet. And a song from Meta and a song from Juggle Who. Last week I played Juggle Who's rap song, and he says that they were picking on him, saying it was really bad or something. So this one's better. I listened to them both. I think this one's better, but I thought originally that his song was what put me to sleep, because I couldn't remember exactly when I blacked out. I remember like a lot of things up until then, but I didn't remember playing that. I didn't remember hearing it. It sounded familiar when I listened to it again, though. Like some part of my mind recognized it. But anyway, I have a book on dream interpretation, and I'm going to have to bring it out and see what dreaming what you're a murderer means. Probably like a persecution complex kind of thing. You know what I mean? Sebastian's playing with his ducky. Well, this is a really exciting program. I'm sitting here watching the cats run back and forth. Keith is playing a video game with no sound. Why don't we end the show and go fuck? End the show and fuck. Who am I talking to? The cat? Yeah. We'll have to make a video of it. You ever see a man have sex with a cat? Yeah. Man. They're talking about Pindar in the chat room. Pindar's been talking shit about me. Again, of course. You know what he says now? He says that I'm calling people trying to give them a heart attack. Exactly, 2 words. He's Pindar. Would you expect any less? But he says that I vindictively call people and try to get them so upset that their blood pressure goes up and I actually kill them. The sad part is if Pindar ever listened to anything on the website or listened to any of the old shows, he would see that if somebody's being mean, it's usually not me. I'm mean when people are mean to me sometimes. But it's usually like other people that I'm calling with who are like cursing out an old lady or something. People don't get the rules. Yeah, I was drunk out of my mind for patron saint of farts. And I was mean. Well, I didn't curse her out. I was yelling at her, though. Oh, that's right. I called her a dumbass hoe or something. Even that's barely a curse, dumbass hoe. You could say that on TV. Oof, that was a watery one. Anyway, let me find Maida's song here. I'm going to play Maida's song. And, let me find it first. That would help. And it's called Wiggle Your Breasts of Love. Maida's in the chat room if you want to give them any feedback on their song here.
My nipples tingle with delight. The spray, my milky goodness in your face. I love it when you jiggle your silly balls and wipe semen all over the place. You love when I am sad, so you can cheer me up so. Sticking your finger in my butt, moving it in and out slow. Come on, don't you cry, it's only ourselves so love. Come on, don't you cry, it's only ourselves so love. Come on, don't you cry. Wiggle your breasts of love. Come on, don't you shy. Wiggle your breasts of love. My nipples tingle with delight and spray my milky goodness in your face. Love it when you jiggle your silly balls and wipe semen all over the place. You move me when I am sad, so you can cheer me up so by sticking your finger in my butt and moving it in and out so.
And we're back. And, you know, thinking about Pindar, I was thinking about a funny joke to pull on Pindar. I probably shouldn't talk about it on the air because all his cronies probably listen. But I found a soundboard for this crazy old guy named Raleigh, and I thought it would be hysterical to go into the Yahoo chat rooms and argue with Pindar as Raleigh, because this soundboard's fucking hysterical.
Motherfucking savage.
Let me check the levels on this, make sure it's not too loud. I want to play some Raleigh. I wish I could do some Raleigh prank calls. Some Raleigh soundboard prank calls. I'm not set up for soundboard calls, though.
I'm a fucking genius, obviously.
Obviously. Tell me this guy doesn't sound like Pindar, though.
I'm an American. My name is Raleigh Theodore Sickers. You're stupid! You're just a piece of spit. You're not even fucking a piece of whole American shit. You're stuck in that fucking sixth frame of that goddamn Muhammadan fucking philosophy. You little piece of pig shit.
Call somebody up.
My name is Raleigh Theodore Sickers. You little piece of pig shit.
One of these nights I'm good. Nobody blow the joke. You know, it would be funny even if they did blow the joke. He would still have a fucking connection.
Yeah.
He's the only person who's going to have a fucking heart attack because he gets so retardedly bent out of shape about such stupid shit.
Bend over. Fuck yourself in your asshole. Start the more your balls come off.
Say that one to Pindar.
Start the more your balls come off. So I'll butcher you, you cocksucker. Grab me by my ass and suck me off. You fucking devil's piece of spit. You don't have the mentality of a common household fly. I'm your big daddy. I made you up. You didn't make me up. You got it backwards. You know who you are? Who in the fuck are you? You're fucking semantic blockage. What are you doing on my fucking planet, you freeloading motherfuckers?
If anybody wants a soundboard that I'm playing with, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great soundboard. You're going to love it. I'm going to be posting it on the soundboards page at kdkprankcalls.com. So everybody feel free to download it and go into the Beyond Planet Earth chats on Yahoo and say hello to Pindar as Mr. Raleigh here.
My name is Raleigh Theodore Sickers. Take my fucking money, please. Work her head up and down. She's a doll. Fuck her in the mouth. Stick that cock down her throat. Turn her on. Bust your nuts in her fucking mouth. And have her play with her cunt while she sucks it.
He's a true romantic.
I constructed you. Fuck you.
Hey. Hi. How you doing? I'm okay. I'm a little bummed. What's wrong? Huh? Well, I can't listen to the show because was going to pick up my computer today, but nobody wanted to drive me out there because of the snow. Well, you can't blame them. It is pretty bad. Yeah. It's a pretty bad storm. How is the show going? I just wanted to call in and say hello to everybody, and I just it's going very well on Saturday nights. Have you ever noticed a weird thing about Ryan? Well, I have a bad habit of talking over people, but when I talk over Ryan, he gets louder. I noticed that, like listening to old shows, you know.
My brother does that too.
Does he?
Yeah, just get louder like this.
Yeah, exactly. I suffer from voice modulation.
My brother just has these.
Yeah. I got an idea.
What's that?
How about you call somebody and do salad fingers?
What do you mean?
Just ask people if you can caress the rusty kibble. What? Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Just ask somebody. I don't think I can do the salad fingers voice, but I'll just ask people about spoons or something like that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'm on a salad fingers kick tonight.
Alright.
So who do we want to call? Now I gotta find my phone card because I wasn't planning on doing calls tonight. I'm just not in the mood for prank calling tonight, so you're not missing much of anything.
Well, I would like to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Oh, yeah, there's 33 people in the chat room. Okay. Uh-oh, we got Central Chat people in there. Uh-oh, they're investigating some wrongdoing. All the people who are getting booted for, like, cloning and trying to go back in and start shit are complaining.
Hello? Yes, I'm calling to inquire about your spoons. Are you happy with your current flatware? Hello? Yes, sir. I'm calling to inquire about your spoons. Are you happy with your current flatware? We can offer you an exquisite set with your last initial in the bottom part of the handle. What's this all about? I'm asking if you're interested in a flatware set. Spoons with your initial in them. Oh, no. No? But take a look at the spoons that you have now. Aren't they ugly? Don't they make you hate your life? Oh, my spoons? Yes, your spoons. Oh, no. You hate your life because of your spoons. You look at them and you feel poor. Oh, no, I'm so happy with my spoons. No, I don't think you are, sir. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself and you're fooling those around you. You're fooling the people that love you.
You're fooling the people that love you. I told you that'd be funny. That was good. You cracked me up. I was waiting for you to work in the rusty kettle. I love the rusty kettle. Do you want to try again, or are we done?
I don't know. We can try something else.
You have an idea?
Well, I can go on the... I can change it a little, so it's not the same thing. But what's a similar item like that they're always sending out samples of or trying to get you to buy? Okay, you know, huh?
Tea.
Tea?
Why don't you accuse somebody of stealing your rusty kettle?
Okay.
You stole my rusty kettle.
Alright.
That'd be funny. Let's see what we got here. We got, ready? I'll give you some telephone.
Hello?
Yes. Do you know anything about the kettle I left on the porch? I was cleaning the rust off it, and I put it out there to dry, and then it was missing, and I think that
what?
I know how you look. I saw how you looked at my kettle when you visited last time.
I think you have the totally wrong number. You're calling the senior mobile home park.
You saw it on my porch across the street, and you came over, and I think when I was cleaning it, I put it out to dry, and I
don't know what you're talking about.
I saw how you looked at it.
Okay, wait. What street are you talking about first?
My beautiful kettle. I had
what street are you talking about?
I had a really nice kettle, but
well,
it had
tell me
rust
the
on it.
street you are on.
I'm sorry. Well, let me just finish telling you what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not interested. I want to get my facts straight. What street are you talking about?
I'm talking about your street. I'm talking about
your street?
You live on.
What? What's the name of the street?
It's Parkview.
Well, you're way off. Believe me, you have gotten a 70-year-old lady in your mobile home park.
You're very off taking my kettle. That was my favorite kettle.
How did you hear that one? Through the phone?
Yeah.
Because I got the speakers turned on. You can hear that whole thing?
Yeah. No, you know what she, well, I can only hear her. But you know what she sounds like?
What?
Audrey.
She sounds like Audrey S'mores from Pooh on Porch.
Your lady.
Great job. That was funny. Alright, I think that was your funniest call yet.
Really?
You got a really good rise out of her. She's a feisty one. We'll have to remember that one. What was that name again? I'll have to write that one down. Yeah. Well, I noticed you don't post on the bulletin boards. You never join in the conversation with us.
I do sometimes, but I don't know. I've just never gotten into bulletin boards.
Yeah. I'm into them hardcore. I check the bulletin board like once an hour. If not more. If it's like peak hours and there's a lot of people there. Sorry. That's the weed I smoked 2 hours ago acting up on me. Are you excited? There's a 404. They're coming back tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you can't listen, but
I
just wanted to remind people to stay tuned after the program.
Alright.
That was my way to work in a segue.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna let you go and
have a good show. Have a good rest of the night. Good talking to you.
Thank you for calling in, and thank you for making us laugh.
Hello to everybody in the chat. I miss you. It's been 2 weeks, and it's starting to bug me.
You'll be back next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't keep snowing.
Yeah, really. Okay.
All right, bye.
What if this was like another one of those freak accidents, like with the hurricanes and the tidal waves? What if we get dumped with like 5 feet of snow? That would collapse the roofs of every house in this state. Probably crush everything. The parking garages and stores and malls. Our mall around here has got a glass ceiling. That thing would collapse like nothing. It'd be a sight to see, though. All the snow coming in and the glass.
I don't trust the structure of that mall.
Yeah, really. It's already sinking. They say it was daft to build a mall in the swamp, but they built it all the same. They built a mall in a swamp, and since it opened, the land on which the mall rests has sunken like 1.5 feet.
So every time it rains, the whole fucking place just floods.
Yeah, the parking lots just flood. That's real brilliant. The nice thing about it is because the parking lot always floods, a lot of ducks like to go and swim there. There's always a lot of ducks over at the mall. It's a nice sight for all the parents and all the soccer moms in their SUVs. Look at the duckies.
No, but when it's busy and you're walking on the top floor, you can feel the fucking floor like shake and like bow with all the people there.
Yeah.
That kind of scared me.
Maybe one day it'll come down. Hopefully we won't be there because we're never there. That'll be a sight to see. But the people who shop at the mall, or all like the little wiggers and wiggerettes, they'd all be gone, and a lot of rich old people. That's pretty much all that goes to that mall. Because the black people are flocking to Target and Walmart. And the wannabe goth kids, yeah, on their way to Hot Topic. Yeah. I'm so anti-mainstream. That's a brilliant marketing thing. You come up with a franchise of stores promoting yourself as independent. How do they get that to work? All they sell is like retarded T-shirts for like stupid T-shirts that you're going to be embarrassed to wear like 6 months from now. You know, like buying here's a good one, a good example. Buying a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. This is what. now you'd be embarrassed to buy it, to wear it. I mean, or like an Urkel shirt. I have some Simpson shirts from back in the day, but they're still good to wear because Simpsons are still good.
But they got a lot of band stuff too.
They got a lot of band stuff, and they got the fake piercing stuff and the hair dye because all the little kids, whenever they want to act out against their parents,
don't go there.
They want to dye their hair.
Don't go there.
I remember.
Don't go there.
I did it too.
Don't go there.
I used to dye my hair. My hair's been just about every color one way or another, and I was only doing it just because I could. Because my parents didn't want me to, and I could. Well, I've been talking on too long, and everybody's tuning out, so maybe we gotta wrap up the program here. Now let me play some of this other stuff that I was supposed to play. I haven't heard these yet, so if they suck, you can blame Monkey Phone. They're probably in the chat room. This one is called My Son, the Gay One.
Wait, just a second. I gotta put my grandpa on. Wait, Grandpa, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, me and my son Craig were in here in the short order there.
I'm not your son, Grandpa. I'm your grandson.
I'm sorry, I forget. He's my grandson. He's 14. And there were some kids at another table. And they were making fun of him because he's homosexual. And so one of the employees.
I didn't realize that. You know what this is? This is Monkey Phone attempting on my son the fag call. They're trying to do like the grandpa voice. There's like a little kid trying to do this. This is the cutest thing.
They came over. Hold on a second. They came over and they sat down with the kids.
Did he come up to me? Did anybody come up to the manager? I've been here all night.
I must find the perfect spoon.
4 o'clock yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, so did they come up to any of the managers and make the managers aware of it?
No.
I couldn't. I didn't have the heart to.
He was crying. We just had to leave. We were so embarrassed.
Well, the only thing that I could say, sir, if you come up to us when the manager was here, then we could deal with that. If the manager is not aware of it, it's not a situation we could deal with. If the employee was here, the manager that was here would have dealt with the employee and stopped the customers or whoever the people were from picking with them. But other than that, it's nothing I could do. I mean, if you make the managers aware of it, the managers will step in and take care of it and make sure everything goes well. But if you don't step in, it's not if you don't, you know what I mean, bring it to our attention, there's nothing we could do.
I think it was the manager.
Wait, Grandpa. I know.
I think it was
hair testing and.
Excuse me?
Fingerprint testing.
Fingerprint testing? What do you mean?
I think I knew
you know what booth it was. Maybe you could have it.
No, we can't do no fingerprint testing for that, sweetie. Unfortunately, again, it's...
Don't correct you, Victor.
Excuse me?
I was talking to my grandson.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I can't do no fingerprint testing.
Okay, well, their audio is better. Their audio is getting progressively better for Monkey Phone, but still a little hard to hear. And I think it's funny that they're trying to do my son the fag call. I think that's pretty cute. It's a cute night for prank calls, and everybody's going deep shit again in the chat room. Neo asked me to re-op her, and then as soon as I do, she kicks out Alf, and I don't know who Alf is. So I opt Monkey Richie, Satan, and Neo, so you guys can hopefully duke it out with the haters if there's people causing problems. Let's see what people are saying to me, and okay, let me close that one out. That one is irrelevant. Okay, Juggle Who says, "Hey Dave, don't feel obligated to play my shit, please. Only play it if you like it." Well, I like playing audio on the air that I haven't heard yet, but I did hear this, so I'm playing it, so that means I like it, right? Right. And let's see, Hellbringer says, "Op me, bro." Oh boy. Am I going to show the ultimate trust in Op Hellbringer? Yeah, I forgive everybody. We had a patching up of ways like earlier this week because, like I said last week, it was all just a misunderstanding. It happens a lot with me because it's difficult to read my my behavior, my intentions, my motivations. Probably because I'm so crazy. I love you too. I love you too. That thing still cracks me up. I listened to it today at the end of last week's program, and it was still cracking me up. When I'm drunk, I'm funny sometimes. I'm going to have to listen to that whole show, like the parts that I couldn't remember because I was blacked out. Juggle Who says, "I'm done with vodka tonight." Man, now he's going to stand up and fall down and hit his head. Actually, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't think I fell. I think I was sitting in the chair and hit my head on the table. Or maybe I was trying to tell you that people hit me with a stick. You said I was saying something about a stick.
No, you're done to take them all.
Take them all? Oh, because you were taking my cigarettes properly. Okay, whatever. Well, I was asleep. You talk in your sleep, too. I can't remember what you said, but there were a couple of times where you said stuff in your sleep, and I told you what you said, and it was retarded. Kevin was funny, too. He talked in his sleep. You know what he said in his sleep? It's actually not difficult to guess knowing Kevin. He says, let's go back to your place. We're already at my place, but he's like talking in his sleep. He's saying, let's go back to your place. That's typical Kevin, always thinking of the hookup. Even dreaming about hookups. Let's see what else people are writing to me. Mobile says, please tell me where that soundboard is. I will do it for you. Mobile, I'll be posting that soundboard next time I update the site, and I probably won't have time to do it until Tuesday when I have a day off from work. Intro says, hey, you want to make some calls tonight? And send me your number. Send me your number, Intros. Perhaps we can do some calls tonight. Maida says his song is a love song. Wiggle your breasts of love is a love song. Satan says the Central Trap people are trying to get in touch with you. They say it's important. You need to talk to Alice. She says it's a legal issue. I just talked to Alice, and she says she needs to talk to you and Blackout and people committing suicide. Talk to you about Blackout and people committing suicide. You sure one of the Central Trap people isn't messing with you, Mr. Satan? No, Mr. Satan's not messing with me. Mr. Satan's like my buddy. When you are available, I have a highly important issue to discuss with you. Hopefully she's still in here. Okay, I'm talking to Alice right now. She says, when you're available, I have a highly important issue to discuss with you. And I say, okay, fire away. And let me know if it's something that I need to take care of off the air, because suicide is no laughing matter. Rebel says, any chance I can get opt? Oh, I didn't notice Rebel was in there. Rebel, let's opt you, bro. Welcome. Monkey Phone Matt says, Mark only said half of the recording. Yeah, it sounded like it with that one, because it got cut off very abruptly. And we got Jungle Who says, damn straight, I'm a fall on myself. I'm afraid to stand up to take a piss. I just fell down the stairs. Where are the parents in this whole equation? Chill Sonic says, if you put a return address on my CD order, I'll send you some self-made man. Label Small Man Records. And then he labels himself irrelevant. Recently, several people who had friends and family connected to the Blackout community have searched other channels on our network looking for some answers. Apparently, several young people connected with the community have committed suicide. Now, as I'm sure you know, you can't trust everything relayed to you on IRC. So myself, as well as 3 other staff members, have taken the time to research the matter properly. We went through local papers. We went through every small detail on the Blackout forums. We have talked to as many people we can find. Anyway, and she's still typing here. Apparently somebody thought that the URL blackout.com had something to do with a game that kids do where they hold their breath until they pass out. And the game is called Blackout, I guess. We used to do that in high school. You used to hold your breath until you feel lightheaded, and then have like a buddy behind you, like squeeze your chest and like force all the air out, and you'll just pass out. And of course it'll cause you brain damage, and you only wake up in a couple minutes with a splitting fucking headache. And there's really no point in doing it, but people are doing it and killing themselves accidentally. So I wouldn't call that a suicide. That's an accidental death. Your name is often mentioned in their boards. Considering he has a channel hosted on our network, we may be found liable in some of these situations. Oh, Alice, don't be retarded. Okay, so I told her, don't be retarded. Blackout is a prank caller. It has nothing to do with suicide. And it's not even suicide. It's accidental death. Like the lead singer from NXS. He was into choking himself while he masturbated, because some people think that you get a better high if you're like dying at the moment that you're coming. Yeah, what the world's most dangerous turn on. I want to be on the threshold of death when I come, so that I'll be so distracted by coming that I can't stop myself from dying. Well, that's what happened to the lead singer of NXS. How more embarrassing than to be found dangling from a door with a belt around your neck and your dick in your hand?
Being found in your apartment dead with a ball gag in your mouth?
Oh, that was Chris Farley.
Yeah.
And that was a motel room. That wasn't his apartment. How can 6 lives taken at their own hands be accidental? I have no idea what this woman is talking about. Your story is very compelling, Mr. Jackass. Alice, you're barking up the wrong tree. And with that, let me play a song here. Let me play a shiny, happy song so people don't get depressed and want to kill themselves. What's a good, shiny, happy song? Shiny, happy people. No, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, And I'm back and I'm arguing with Alice. And the last thing I said is, how can you talk shit about something you don't even look into? Apparently somebody wrote to Central Chat pretending to be, from the school board of some town where a bunch of kids have killed themselves by blackouting. Which may not even be what they call it. That's just what they call it on the news. So they type in blackout, and the first thing they get is blackout.com, and they think, oh, there you go, there's the connection. They're telling people how to kill themselves on this site. Or it could be Blackout himself trying to create controversy around himself. I wouldn't put it past him. I told her she ought to tune in, and she would see that we don't encourage suicide. We don't want our listeners to kill themselves, and they won't be listening anymore.
Alice, just go look at the content of fucking blackout.com.
Go ask Alice. She'll tell you when she's 10 feet tall. The broadcast does not concern me. It doesn't relay facts. The radio program does not change the content of the website or the content of emails from schools. And, okay. I said, obviously you haven't seen the content on the site then. You know what? I hate to say it, but it sounds like haters are coming after Blackout. Sounds like people aren't happy about Blackout. I said, obviously you haven't seen the content at blackout.com. It's all comedy, nothing about death or suicide. So she says, is death comical to you? Oh man, lady, you are hopeless. Well, everybody, as a public service announcement, don't kill yourself. Because if you do, then you go to hell. And then you don't get to be with all the people like Ned Flanders for the rest of your life. Or for the rest of eternity. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? Like all those douchebags at church that you can't stand, those two-faced assholes that stab everybody in the back and talk shit about them behind their back and go home and beat their wives and get drunk every night and smack their kids around. They'll be there in heaven. Right? Won't they? The Bible told me. What are you looking for? Are you looking for weed? He's standing there staring at like nothing for like a minute. What are you looking for? Oh, okay. Can you hear that? Let me lean the mic in. That's Keith smacking me with his penis. Can I get 11 later? You're going to bed now? What time? 9:30. What about if I end the show right now? Right. Are you wearing my shirt too? No. You are. You're wearing my shirt.
I've been wearing this shirt for like 3 years now. Before I even moved in.
I love you. Good night, honey. So you set your clock like an hour early, so we can have nookie in the morning. I'm always hungry. It doesn't even matter.
Like I want to look at you in the morning.
Hey! right?
How grumpy am I in the morning?
You're always horny in the morning. That's when you're always masturbating. It's always in the early afternoon or the morning.
Yeah, after I've been awake for a while.
So then you say, if I'm 2 hours early. Just stay awake for an hour and then wake me up. I'm gonna fuck the cat.
Huh?
They're gonna call the ASPCA on me now because I'm promoting cat fucking. Well, I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying you do, honey. I'm saying you know someone who may. Who you may have more information about than we do.
Here's a great idea. Go register on the fucking...
No, they probably did. Somebody posted something today, I guess, because kids at our school had killed themselves by hanging themselves. And, of course, they reported on the news as though the kids were trying to play a game where they're doing autoerotic asphyxiation. And there, there's probably like the little graphic up behind the ankle shoulder that says blackout on it. So people type in blackout into their Google, and they get blackout.com, and they think it's a site that tells you about how to kill yourself.
Without even going there.
Without even looking around to see what it actually is, they just go to the bulletin board and they see a thread about where some chick is talking about her friends killing themselves, and of course she's upset. But to be honest with you, I'm not so convinced that it's not blackout pulling some kind of stunt, like sending bogus emails from the school, like trying to get some kind of controversy about them going. Well, hopefully she's not listening. She didn't hear that. I do, though. I don't want her to shut down the chat room. I'll have to go through all the trouble of setting up a new goddamn chat room. It'll take me 15 minutes. It will, but it'll still be a pain in the ass. 15 minutes I'd rather not spend.
You think she's going to shut it down because I called her tomorrow?
You have no idea what ops are like, do you? You've never seen Neo on a bad night.
I do know what ops are like.
Yeah. Go
My computer?
Your computer?
Yeah.
What about your computer?
The guy who hacked into it?
Yeah, the guy...
I guarantee you there was the op.
Yeah.
Pissed off on one of the sites.
Somebody keeps trying to hack Keith's computer.
Because I called him a filthy douchebag.
A filthy douchebag. Oh, the truth hurts some people more than others. Do you have any idea why an entire school district is convinced his website may advocate? Thank you for the heads up about that, Satan. Dave, do you know what time the Blackout show will start on Thursday? It's scheduled to start at 9. And that's what I have up at the PCU site, Thursday nights. If you go to kdkprankcalls.com and click on the link for PCU Radio, you can look at the whole schedule right there. Lunatic Fringe from 10 to 1, 404 Not Found from 1 to whenever after this program. And then on Wednesday, Mental Discharge at 10 p.m., I think. And Blackout's on at 9 on Thursday. And he did it this past Thursday, but he was barely live. He played mostly old shows and came in to talk every once in a while. Hopefully, that's not the route that this is going to go down, because we want Blackout back, not just sitting there listening to his old clips like Rupert Pufkin. Anyway, I gotta pee. First piss break of the night, so let me play a song while I go piss. You guys enjoy this, and I'll be right back. Oh, man, it hurts so bad I'm pinching my wee-wee. And we're back. And now I would like to share with you an email that I got from a listener. And I'm not going to say who the listener is, but the listener, if you're listening, feel free to go into the chat room and announce that this is your email that I'm reading, if you so choose to do so. But anyway, it begins. Hello. I was quite in awe of last Saturday night's show, to say the least. Sean Ward doing a monologue as a prank, you drinking yourself silly at the end of the show. Words cannot express what I felt. I'm not sure if that's a positive or a negative thing, but the feedback, most of the feedback from about last week's show was like overwhelmingly positive. People had a lot of fun listening to me get drunk and fall down and bash my head into the table. I, too, am having a rough time with online communications. One reason is that I have a hard time spontaneously articulating my thoughts into plain, understandable English. Damn those French language taints in my English grammar. Another reason is I smoke too much. I'm lazy and have my bouts of procrastination, and then some. I'm working on those issues, one thing at a time. Until then, I'm keeping a low profile and staying somewhat quiet. For instance, I saw you on AIM tonight. I could have said hi or something. I just prefer emails when online. I'll admit I have a history of mental illness myself. My mother suffers from diagnosed schizoaffective disorder, medication, psychiatrist, you know the deal. You can tell right away there is something wrong with her, but that doesn't stop her from intensely living and loving. And also being the best damn thrift store shopper I know. I have a completely different idea for a promo aimed at the haters on a gentle and harmless, soulful live performance of by Ben Harper. But more importantly, I am also strongly considering doing my own little radio show. Not sure in what language yet. Your show, amongst some others, helped me realize all the potential I had in that field. Some experience in computers, the internet, sound editing, having a relatively wide musical repertoire, etc. After looking around internet radio for quite some time, I now clearly see the therapeutic values of openly expressing our thoughts to the world, creating something of your own, but on top of it all, coming out of the closet. Feel free to contact me anytime, or to ignore me. I'll still be on your side either case, unless you specifically tell me to fuck off, of course. In that case, I would quietly feign death and carry on. Not hopelessly trying to hate you, get my revenge, or anything stupid like that. I know better than that. So I thought it was very cool that I was inspiring somebody else to do internet radio. Somebody who has a lot of the same problems that I do. With my social and communicating abilities. One of the reasons why I started this program is I have mild agoraphobia. Well, that's what they call it anyway, but it's not really, because I don't have a fear of crowded places or a fear of public places. I have a fear of human interaction. So I figured, okay, I'll do the internet radio show, and I'll learn to interact with people through a non-personal basis, and that would help me in my personal life, and it has. So I'm glad that somebody else was able to pick that out and to see some sort of inspiration there to go off and try it on his own. So good luck to you, and good luck with coming out of the closet. That one line at the end, really came out of left field. It's not often that actually it is, I've actually gotten a lot of coming out IMs and emails from the listeners, actually. A lot of people have told me that they're secretly gay but in the closet, or bisexual, or curious. If I were to put a number on it, I'd say a good 30% of the audience has told me that at some point or another. It's probably one of the reasons why people are subconsciously attracted to this program. Anyway, let me close that out because I'm done with that. Thank you for the email. I'm not going to put it on the website, and I'm not going to say who it was that wrote it, because it's personal, and if he wants you to know who it is, he'll tell you himself. Pardon me while I wrap up my cookies here. I was eating Pepperidge Farm chocolate chunk milk chocolate macadamia sausalito cookies. Yum yum yum. Now that I made everybody hungry, I'm gonna take a sip of my beer here for a moment. Let me play some music in the background whilst I do. I have to make sure I'm quiet during the show now because we have a new dickhead neighbor who likes to call the police if I'm too loud. So he called the police the other day because I was watching a movie. And it wasn't even loud, but this is one of those assholes who's he obsesses about it and he listens for it, and as soon as he hears it, he'll call the police. And the police are getting pretty angered with him because they always come over here and it's quiet. They hear what's playing in the background and they realize it's not very loud, and the guy's just being a prick and wasting their time. I'm turning the music down so you can hear me smoke my weed in the background because I want to be a bad influence. I want you all to choke yourselves to death while you masturbate.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been working on a new Lunatic Fringe soundboard. Let me see if I closed it already. The first one I made, I fucked up because I made the text the links rather than the buttons. So, I started redoing it again. I let everybody have a look at it. If you go to the bulletin boards for KDKPrankCalls.com, somewhere on there, within the past couple days, you'll find a soundboard that I uploaded to the website. It was my beta, if you will. But right now, right before me, I have a new soundboard that I made that includes not only the intros and the outros and the promos, but also the sound effects and the sound clips.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
That I use during the show. And the sound effects, too, so if somebody calls in like this. Whenever somebody boring calls in, everybody knows we play the crickets. You know, whenever I'm being boring, I'll play the crickets for myself. The only problem is I don't know how to make a stop button, so if we want to stop the crickets, I gotta close out of that window. I'm just learning Flash. But it'll be fun once I build my soundboard that I want to be able to use on the air with all my sound effects in it. I'll post it somewhere so that you guys can play around with the same thing that I use while I'm doing the program. It'll be hopefully fun for all, for those times when I'm not on the air and everybody's jonesing for me. Yeah, right, like that happens. Well, there's still 51 people listening. That's good. I was afraid everybody would tune out if I wasn't doing any prank calls. But that's probably the difference between the DEF CON people and the PCU people. Because a lot of the PCU people have been listening for a while, and they've grown to like the community and like me and like the show and me and all my quirks and all the things that are wrong with me and everything that makes me a human being. And they'll stay tuned no matter what I do. Because I try to be entertaining no matter what I do. I try. Whether I'm rambling, or attacking somebody, or doing prank calls, or playing music, I always try to be interesting. It doesn't always work sometimes. Anyway, let me play another prank call. This is another one of the New Year's Eve prank calls that you guys haven't heard yet. World premiere, world premiere.
Whose ass is that?
Mine.
Oh.
Don't be dissing my ass, yo. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How are you doing?
Speak up, I can't fucking hear you. Happy New Year.
How are you doing, girlfriend?
Staying down.
We saved you a bottle of champagne, but you never showed up.
Whoopie whoop. I'll start my own over here. I'll save one for you.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll drink it.
We'll be by about 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
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 Happy New Year from
Happy
PCU,
New Year.
from us to you.
Barg. Yeah.
Can you say that for me? Can you say Happy New Year from PCU?
Yeah, whatever.
Happy New Year from PCU.
Say it, come on. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Association of America. If you know the extension of the person you are calling...
You have reached the RIAA's general mailbox. At the tone, leave your name and number, and someone will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joe Rosenthal, and I was calling because my neighbor's son, Mark, is always listening to the radio, and what he does is he uses cassette tapes to record songs off the radio. So I wanted to let you know, because I've had many dealings with his mother, and we've been at odds and feuding for years, so I'd love to see nothing better than them get hit with a huge fine, because his son is recording these songs off of the radio, and he copies them, and he gives them out to his friends and stuff. So I know they're breaking the law, and nothing would please me more than to see the RIAA show up one day and knock the door down and seize all the cassette tapes and put them all in jail. Thank you.
Suicide is a serious issue with me and around here, because suicide rates in the homosexual community are so high. because the initial reaction once you realizing that you're gay, when you haven't even formed your complete personality yet, when you're in your early teens and you're realizing that you're gay and everybody's telling you that it's wrong and it's evil and it's bad and you're a cocksucker and a faggot, and it makes you hate yourself to the point where you'd rather die than be gay or live an unhappy life with a woman. So trust me, I understand suicide, and I went through those feelings when I was a kid. I was hospitalized for attempted suicide when I was 18 years old. And I wasn't kidding around. I really did want to die. I wasn't the guy looking for attention. I was the guy who was like half dead and they just found me. Let's see what people in the chat room are saying now that I'm bumming people out. H-Beta says, hey, could you say something online that would prove to me that the feedback online is really live? Well, basically, I think I just did. Just anything that I'd be able to recognize. Hey, could you mention something on the air that would show me? And he says the same thing again and again and again. He goes, okay, if you're actually listening to the show, who was that last prank call made to? That last prank call was some weird name that I can't remember without looking it up. So fuck you, M-Beta. You doubt me. Like, how could somebody not believe that this is live? Like, this is so great that somebody couldn't have, like, done it at the spur of the moment. Like, it was something that had to be pre-prepared, like it's so great. You know, get real, people. That RIAA call was old. You did it live. It was on your last show of 04. Yes, I know, but it's my stuff. You telling me I can't play my old prank calls anymore? Go eat a dick. Well, here's an interesting story. And I don't want anybody to get pissed off at me, because people are always getting pissed off at me because they think I'm trying to be antagonistic and I'm trying to be a mean person when I'm just being honest and telling it to you like it is. Okay. Jiggy Jaguar, who is a fellow internet broadcaster, found out that I had vacated my spot on DEF CON Radio. Like I wasn't going to be on DEF CON Radio from 10 till 1 anymore. So he contacted them, and he was asking them if he could have that slot. Basically, Jiggy is trying to go up against me. I don't know what he's thinking with that. I thought Jiggy was my buddy, but apparently he wants to compete with me. I still like Jiggy. But, I was in the Ventrilo with Mark and Jim, the two guys who own DEF CON, and it was just us, and nobody else heard this. So this is a world exclusive. There's no rumor about this yet. I'm going to start it right now. No, actually, it's true. But, I was trying to be diplomatic, and I said, you know, listen to a show. If you like it, talk to them. And they said, well, first thing they said was, Jim said, eat a dick. And Mark starts laughing. And Jim keeps saying, tell him to eat a dick. And I said, well, why don't you listen to a show, and if you like it, talk to him. And he says, we have listened to a show. Tell him to eat a dick. So, Jiggy Jaguar, I'm sorry, but Jim and Mark didn't want to be mean enough to tell you to your face to eat a dick. Actually, I like Jiggy Jaguar. He's helping Blackout along with me. I'm helping Blackout by providing him a mono simulcast for dial-up people. And it's also on a popular network that will help gain him listeners. And Jiggy is donating a high-quality server so that he can run a stereo feed, because you know how obsessive Blackout is about audio. If he was half as concerned about the content of the show, then he would kick ass. Really. Don't worry so much about your audio. Why don't you get the show right, and then worry about the audio, right? Anyway, I probably drank too much. What am I on? I'm only on beer number 4, and I'm talking too loosely. I need to play some more audio before I say more to piss people off. Anyway, this is a prank call that Neo and I did in honor of Christmas. It's called Christmas Dildo.
Hello? Hello?
Tom?
Who is this?
This is Jessica. We were supposed to meet at the Red Baron bar last night, and you never showed.
What did you say, Jessica?
I said you were supposed to meet me at the Red Baron bar. You know where that is.
Yeah?
And you never met me.
Who is this?
This is Jessica.
Jessica Gilger?
Yeah.
What is your last name, Jessica?
Yoger.
Yoger. Okay.
Yeah.
And what can I do for you?
I said that you were supposed to meet me at the Red Garden bar, and you never did.
I set you up at the Red Bar?
Red Baron bar. I should actually repeat myself so many times. Are you that deaf?
Let me check just for a minute. I can't hear very good. Would you please repeat that?
I said you were supposed to meet me at the Red Baron bar last night.
The Red Deli
never
Bar.
Did. Baron bar. You know, as in the Red Baron?
The Red Baron?
Yeah.
Well, what can I do for you now?
Well, I was just calling to see if you were actually going to meet me tonight. Called you last night, and no one answered. I left a message.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you want now? What can I do for you?
Well, aren't we going to meet up? Yes or no? I'm charging you extra, you know.
You need help?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. Would you
Do
please...
you want the Titty Twister package or not?
My phone isn't very good, Jessica. Jessica?
Whatever. You know what I'm saying.
My phone is making a little bit of noise. Would you speak up a little louder, please?
I said that you were supposed to meet me at the Red Baron bar, and that I was supposed to give you the Titty Twister package behind it. And you never showed. Do you want it or not?
What package? I didn't leave any package any place.
I said that I was supposed to give it to you.
What?
Never mind.
No, go ahead. Repeat it over again, please. I want to hear.
Edgar, can you please get on the phone, please? No, this guy's really tricky.
Hello? Hello, Tom.
Hello.
How are you doing, Tom? This is
Okay,
Ed. This is Ed, Jessica's grandpa. How are you doing?
Okay.
Now listen, you were supposed to meet Jessica at the Red Baron bar to pick up your package. She received some of your mail.
Jessica, and who is talking now?
This is Ed. The last name is Rosenthal. I'm her grandpa.
Oh, you're Jessica's grandpa?
Yeah.
And I didn't hear anything about a package.
I got in my slippers and my robe, and I drove her down there because she said she had to meet you there and give you back your package.
She had to give me back my package.
Yes, your
at
package.
the Red Deli Bar.
She wanted your package. She wanted to give you your package.
And what is in the package?
We haven't opened it yet. Do you want us to open it for you, tell you what's inside? Because I'm a little curious myself. Excuse me.
I'm not expecting any package. Was it in the mail?
It was in the mail, and...
No, UPS dropped it off, Grandpa.
Yes, it was the UPS. You live at 11930. We live at 11928. They brought it to the wrong place, you see.
Oh.
But Jessica's lonely, so she wanted to make a date of it. She wanted to meet you at the bar and drop off your package, have a drink with you, and I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't drink, and I'm married. This is...
Well, see, there you go, Jessica. He's married, so you need to find somebody else. And just give
No, but I want him.
Give this man his package.
I want him.
I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna tell you what's inside. Is that okay? Listen, I got the package here. I'm gonna open it. I'm looking inside. Oh my God, it's a dildo.
What is a dodo?
It's a dildo. It's a rubber penis. Oh my God. It's addressed to Tom and Shirley. And it comes from, it says Adam and Eve.
What?
Well, you want this thing? I'm assuming it was for Shirley. Were you buying it as a gift? I bet it's a Christmas present because it has bells on the bottom.
No. Who is this at this late date of time of night?
Jessica just got back from the Red Baron Barn. We're apparently...
I don't know where that is, but it's almost midnight. What are you calling about?
Listen, there's a bell on the bottom. You hear it? There's bells on it. It's a Christmas dildo.
This is, Tom, just hang up. They're crazy.
You don't have to be embarrassed. You know, Jessica has several of her own.
I'm not holding this package just for anything, okay?
I'll have Jessica stop by and leave it on your doorstep, okay? Because it's already paid for and it's not ours. I don't need a dildo.
Well,
you get off this phone and don't you ever call me again.
Well, do you want the dildo or not?
I don't want anything from you.
Well, you paid for it. Somebody paid for it, apparently.
I
bet you maybe Shirley bought it as a surprise for you.
Grandpa.
No, she didn't.
Grandpa.
Yes, Jessica.
Okay, that's from my private stash, and I had it on eBay under Adam and Eve. And I was supposed to meet up with him to give it to him behind the bar, but he never showed.
So this whole thing is just a ruse. You're sending him a dildo just to trick him into meeting you at the bar.
Yeah.
And what is Jessica's last name?
Rosenthal.
I don't know any Jessica Rosenthal.
Yeah, you do.
People are nuts.
We've
Get off my
talked before.
phone.
We've talked
He
before.
said Rosenthal. Surely they're just...
You said it was for your mother.
The balls are bells. It's a nice little touch. Can you hear it?
Hey, I'm sorry. You people get
Grandpa,
off my
there's
line.
also supposed to be a French tickler and also two of the little cup
Well,
quarters.
I haven't dug to the bottom of the box yet. There might be more stuff in there under the styrofoam popcorn.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think sucking a dick is too far when you need a crack rock, you know what I mean?
I'm sitting here tripping, bleeding bloody, more than confetti. I'm ready, this shit ain't even funny. I killed a man today and buried him in my tears. My face sees more wears than those worn by more years. I fucked your mother in the butt in a hoopty. Her pussy was fat and droopy. I fucked that shit loopy. If you can understand what the fuck I'm saying, you're probably experiencing some sort of supernatural sayings is what I will bring to your ears. Accelerate is all I will do to your fears, cause I bust more fucks than fucking John Deere like the Antichrist. I bring the ghost to your ears. I will easily dodge any lunge or live, cause I can escape your wrath. You won't even come near to harming or just combobulating me. I fill a needle with saline and it takes me to a whole nother world of myths and devils. I go to homeless people's houses, make it more disheveled. I burn people's houses while they on a tether, more slaughter than a man with a brown face of leather. I kicked a man in the face just the other day. I busted with my AK, told him to have a nice day. Bitch, I motherfucking shoot and maybe So fuck Slim Shady. Oh yeah, fuck Slim Shady. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. Bitch, you sick in the head. You high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you wanna fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. You drunk, you drunk. Bitch, you sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. You high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you try to fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. Start fighting schools and give people scares. I go inside of lung patients and give people dead. I make people run, scream, jump, and hide when they try to fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. I kick people in the back of the head while they giving blowjobs. I take this blue blowtorch and put your fucking nose on it. Give you a taste of the heat of the lamp, and your soul reaches black and you dead, and that's it. I'm more exact in my murders than Bill fucking I. With the flesh meets lead and your ass just died. Then your soul feet is on the edge of the spring of the scale. You decide where you head. You go into heaven to receive infinite magic, or will you go into hell where your ass just fell? Your actions in life will decide where you go. Were you a good person or were you just another punk asshole? You drunk, bitch, you sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. You high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you wanna fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. You drunk, you drunk. Bitch, you sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. Bitch, you high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you wanna fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. When I'm drunk, I get crazy and scream and kick. I hit people in the faces and bust their fucking lips. I put thumbtacks on seats where naked people sit. Cause motherfucker, I'm just sick like that. I got the MO of a sick serial murderer. Kill your ass so fast you never even heard of her. Murderer, that is so goddamn quick you won't even hear the sound of me slicing your neck. Finish the deal and then bury the hatchet. Grow ears of cone from you, cause that's it. I put you in the basement, call it an accident. Put wet floor signs so people avoid the hazard. I talk in tongues like that shit matters. What does is my fist on your lips and it shatters. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. Bitch, you high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you wanna fucking fuck with a killer in disguise. Drunk, you drunk. Bitch, you sick in the head. You drunk, you drunk. You sick in the head. Bitch, you high, you high. You gonna fucking die if you wanna fucking fuck with a killer in disguise.
And we're back. You didn't put me to sleep this time. Well, it's not awful. And if you dedicate yourself and it's something that you really want, you could do very well with it. If Hizzy says this makes me want to shoot myself. He's typing Z's in the chat room. And Monkey Richie's yawning. Oh, you people are so mean. It wasn't that bad. This is something that was sent in by a listener, so you gotta expect that it's not gonna sound like something you buy in your goddamn store. But for something that came from a listener, that's not bad. You people are mean. I happen to think it was pretty good. Maybe they should have done a couple more takes. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. No! Anyway. It's 12:19 and I gotta stall for another 40 minutes before 404 comes on. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I got a ton of shit I can play, but there's nothing I particularly want to hear right now. I got new monkey phone stuff. I can play new Mr. Bob stuff. Monkey phone stuff. We listened to one already, My Son the Gay One, which we only heard half of because they screwed up the file when they sent it to me, and there's always something with these guys. Monkey Phone unfortunately had a problem staying connected to the stream tonight because they had a problem with spyware. They had a lot of programs accessing the internet and clogging up their bandwidth so that their upload was down to less than 24K on a cable. Ugh, that's pretty bad. So hopefully they can run Spybot and Adaware and Norton and everything that they ought to be running anyway on a regular basis, and try again next week, because I think it'll be cool. And what the hell? Even if it sucks, it's cute, right? Because it's little kids doing prank calls. You can't be mean to little kids doing prank calls. You guys probably could. I also downloaded the movie The Driller Killer. It's not out in the United States yet. It'll be out on DVD in March or something. But I saw it already. It's from director Tobe Hooper. Anybody who knows their horror movies knows that Tobe Hooper is legendary for directing films like The Hills Have Eyes and The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Parts 1 and 2. And The Driller Killer, ironically, The Driller Killer, the original version of the movie Driller Killer that came out way back when I was a kid, was a rip-off of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it was basically, at the time, people were like, pick a power tool and make a movie, you know, trying to rip off Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's why you get like Slumber Party Massacre and Driller Killer and Toolbox Murders and stuff like that. Did I say Driller Killer? Driller Killer is also being made, but I'm talking about the Toolbox Murders. God damn, I'm drunker than I thought. Actually, I think it's the weed. This is some really good weed. I hope you guys have weed half this good. But it's sort of ironic that Tobe Hooper comes back as basically a failed director, because he's made so many bad movies that he's basically destroyed his career. And he's doing a remake of a movie that was a rip-off of one of his movies back when he was relevant. So it's sort of like a step down, but the kicker is he pulled it off. It's a killer movie. Toolbox Murders is a damn fun movie, and it stars that chick from the movie May. Remember the psycho chick May from that movie May? Yeah, she's in there. She's pretty hot. A lot of people getting killed with power tools, so how can you go wrong, right? I saw the unrated version. I don't know if it'll end up coming out on DVD unrated, but I imagine it would. Maybe 6 months after it initially comes out, they'll re-release it unrated. I understand how companies want to rip you off like that. What was my point? I forget. Welcome to KDK's Lunatic Fringe. Welcome to my nightmare.
This is day cat. This is still day out.
Thank you for calling your 24-hour pharmacy, located at 795 Baltimore Pike, Springfield. Please listen closely as our prompts have changed. To refill a prescription, press 1. Doctors, press 2. Pharmacy, press 3. All non-pharmacy calls, press 4. Photo, press 1. Store hours, press 9. For all other calls, please hold.
CBS. CBS. I tried to buy a banana and they wouldn't let me buy it. What? You do now. I want Cheez-Its. I want Cheez-Its. They won't sell me Cheez-Its because I'm black and they wouldn't sell me Cheez-Its. And I said, you're not a cracker, you can't eat crackers. Are you laughing? Was it you? Was it you? Are you laughing? I'm gonna fuck your parents. Are you staying on the line long enough so you can record me? Yeah. Well, that's what you're doing. I knew it. Well, good luck recording this, since I'm recording it, and you touched my butt. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I touched your mom's butt. Your mom was so fat, rock and roll was her blood type. What rock and roll? Your mom is so fat. She fell in the Grand Canyon and got stuck. Your dad is so gay, he had sex with your mom. Are you still recording? What kind of recorder? Message thing.
How do you think answering machines work?
They don't. But you picked up, so it can't be an answering machine. You're not gonna record me, are you? You're not gonna report me. This is funny. Really, come on. Yeah, like when I had sex with your dad.
Why would you do that?
'Cause I'm black.
I don't understand why you would do that just because of that.
You know, race is really not the issue. It's called the down low. Me and my Negro brothers, we just get naked and have sex with each other. Well, you're kind of gay. No, seriously, I'd like to buy some marijuana.
You like to what?
Choose it.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Well, that was funny. It cracked me up. I don't know. Maybe it's my parental instinct. Like, I wish I had a son I could be a bad influence on and make him do prank calls with me. I get off on listening to little kids doing prank calls. Is that a pedophile thing? Prankophile thing? Something like that. Anyway. I have no idea what beer I'm on because this wasn't a full case when I started because I drank some beers the other night. When was that? Oh, wow, that was last Saturday. No, it wasn't, because I didn't have beer on Saturday. Last Monday? Whatever. Maybe I did some brain damage when I banged my head into the fucking desk when I passed out. I can't believe that happened. And I left the encoders open because I passed out. Of course, the encoders are open, like broadcasting dead air, because I'm not playing anything. Thank God the microphone was muted, or people would have been hearing me, like, snoring and shit. That would have been funny, though. And people would have been wondering, is he doing a bit? Or did he pass out on the air? And I would have forever proclaimed it was a bit. I would have lied, because I'm an evil, rotten, vicious, lying, horrible person. Haven't you heard? Hello, Anna. How's your vagina? Welcome to the Fringe. It is customary once you enter the Fringe that we all inspect your vagina. So please post pics. Monkey Phone Matt says, Mark would like to do calls with you. Guess what? I'm not in the mood to make prank calls tonight. I said that in the beginning. I know at this point in my time doing prank calls that if I'm not in the mood to do prank calls, I'm not capable of being funny. It's one of my personal failings, but there it is. I admit it. If I'm not in the mood for making prank calls, I can't possibly be funny. So there's really no point in me doing them because you wouldn't like them anyway. And the haters would latch onto them and say, see, you aren't funny, you aren't funny. Like they always have done before, the bastards. Let me see what else people are saying to me. I wouldn't mind talking to you on the phone. Not live, though, says Chill Sonic. We could touch base. Talk to me on AIM. Sometime, Sonic. I'll give you my phone number. I'm very protective about my phone number, even though it's not very hard to get. Because I know doing what I do, it's going to attract a lot of people who do prank calls. But I don't enjoy being prank called. Call me a party pooper. Well, sometimes I enjoy being prank called because 9 times out of 10 I can prank somebody. And when somebody pranks me, it's a game. I used to work at Domino's Pizza when I was 18 years old, and it was a game back then, and it's still a game now. When people call you trying to prank you, I make it a game. Whether if I laugh first, then I lose. But if I make them laugh first, then I win. So when the people used to call me at Domino's Pizza because I was a manager at like fucking 18 years old, and they would complain there's a bug in my pizza, and I know it's just some kid fucking around, I would say, okay, I want you to look at the bug and tell me how many legs he has. Does he have any feelers? Does he have any wings? Does he have a carapace? Because I need to know exactly what kind of bug it is. And eventually they would start cracking up, and I would win the battle. So sometimes I play around with prank callers, but a lot of the times I'm not alone here. I'm here with Keith, and he doesn't want to be bothered with people who want to call and try to get a prank off to KDK. So pardon me if I sound like a party pooper, but I'm a little protective about the number, and I don't really give it out, and I don't want anybody I've ever given it out to ever give it out to anybody else for any reason whatsoever. I've been a cool guy with you guys, and I would expect you to treat me with the respect that I deserve, goddammit. Call during show hours. You can call right now. If you got the number, call in right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just rambling on. I got nothing to talk about. I'm just wasting time till Ted's ready to come on the air, basically. Well, sorry to be honest, but I didn't feel much like doing the program tonight because Keith was sitting here, like playing the PS2 for the first 2 hours of the program. He's gone now, but it makes me very uncomfortable, even though I'm not saying anything that would make him mad or angry. It just makes me uncomfortable to do the show in front of people, and that's part of my psychoses. That's part of my problem of expressing myself in front of people. That's what I'm working on with this radio program. Perhaps someday I'll have it perfected, and I won't need to be on here anymore, and I won't feel any desire to do it anymore. People call me on the phone, I never know what to say. I'm always afraid about what I'm going to say. I'm always afraid that people are going to think I'm stupid, or that I'm saying something to offend them, or I'm trying to put them down in some way. Because anybody who approaches you and talks to you and deals with you in your daily life, they're coming from the same, well, not the same, but the same as you. They're coming from a set of predetermined psychoses based upon their prior experiences throughout their lifetime. And if you touch upon them, you set them off. And it's nothing that anybody can really, maybe a psychic could foresee, but let's see who's calling.
Hello, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing good, how are you?
I'm wonderful. And who is this calling me at 12:40 in the morning?
It's Mark. The monkey phone Mark.
Monkey phone? I don't know what that is. Is that a place that rents monkeys who'll answer your phone for you?
What?
Nothing. I'm just an old, decrepit, tired woman.
How you doing, Mark?
Turn it down, man.
You did very well tonight. When I was talking you through setting up the same encoders and all that shit, it was easier helping you than it was to help somebody who was my own age the other night, or last week. I had to help somebody with the same thing, and it took hours on end, but you got it right away, so God bless you. And you were able to connect okay, but you got issues with your computer.
Yeah, I scanned with Adaware, and I had like 500.
500?
Yeah.
Well, those could be cookies, but what about when you ran Norton?
When I ran Norton, I had 24.
You had 24 viruses on your computer that were hogging your bandwidth and fucking up your show tonight.
Yeah, and Norton wouldn't get rid of them either.
Well, you know what you do? Sometimes it depends on the order that you try things, because certain things can delete things that will cause other things to crash. You know what I mean? So what I do it in this order. Update your Spybot and run that. Update your Adaware and run that. They're both free programs.
Matt, turn it down. That's me talking to him. Matt, he's just listening to me talking to you while I'm in the room talking to you.
Well, tell him he can listen. Yeah, really. You can listen later. Turn it down.
No, you can listen later. Turn it down, dude.
Yeah, listen to the archives. You can hear how cool you sound later, listening in the background.
Put it on speaker. He's telling me to put it on speakerphone because he wants to hear your voice.
No. Then your parents are going to hear and come up and yell at you. Okay, put me on speakerphone. Put me on speakerphone.
It'll be fun, dude.
Make it really loud and put me on speakerphone.
Alright. Okay, you're on speakerphone.
Mark, how does a boy your age have such a large penis?
Well, Apple.
I hope your parents hear that and come busting in and beat the hell out of both of you.
Hilarious, I love it.
Wow. Was that?
What? That's the speakerphone, it does that.
Yeah, we got feedback from the speakerphone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you guys couldn't go on tonight. I gotta go. Fuck. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Monkey Phone. Damn. You gave me a fucking headache, you bastards. Who the hell gave the Monkey Phone kids my phone number? Everybody's blanking again. Man. Juggle my balls. Where do I start? Let me start from the top here. Oh, it's way too long. Way too long. You know what? I'm just going to close that out. If you have anything pertinent to say, juggle my balls, send it again, and condense it. Monkey Phone Matt says he meant he wanted to do a call on the air. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. That's okay. You know what? I don't even want to dial. I don't even want to be bothered. Uriel's here. Welcome back, Uriel. He says, hey, I'm finally on the show. I'm sorry you aren't in the mood to make calls. I'll just listen to you anyway. Well, gee, thanks. By the way, I'm in a much better mood now. Spyware virus troubles, damn. Yeah. Well, my advice to you, Monkey Phone Mark, in case you didn't hear the rest, is to... Wow, it was me getting the feedback, not you guys. Anyway, my advice is to update your Spybot and run that. Update your Adaware and run that. Update your Norton and run that. In that order. And you should be able to get rid of everything. And if you can, use BitTorrent and download a program called System Mechanic to get rid of registry bullshit. Help speed your computer up. Every little bit helps. It adds up. Okay, never mind. The Juggle My Ball says, what does your name mean? I guess the Fleur means flower. Fleur. What the fuck you get? You're retarded. Stop talking to me, please. Oh, man. I just coughed so much that I almost peed myself. Which reminds me, is Sean Ward still in the chat room? Let me go and see if Sean is still around in the chat room. I know he was there earlier, but I think he was only making an appearance. No, I guess Sean was only making a token appearance because he's gone now. But Maida was telling me earlier today that Sean Ward is the only person who's ever been on this show who's actually made pee leak out of him. That he was laughing so hard that he actually dribbled pee into his underwear because he was so fucking funny. So there's a compliment for you, Sean. You're so funny that you squeezed the pee out of Maida. Oh. You know how it is when you're laughing so hard and your muscles in your stomach are contracting, and for 1 second they get weak in the penis, and out comes a little dribble of piss. You know exactly what I mean. We've all been there, right? Anyway, let me see if I can find something to play that's not so entirely gay. And I'm looking through my music here and realizing it's all gay. The pain. And we're back. And that's about it for the program. So let me wrap things up here. Thank you, Ryan, for calling in and making me laugh. thank all you guys for listening. Don't forget to stay tuned for 404 Not Found, hosted by our own Ted, the founder and owner of PCU Prank Call Underground Radio. God bless him, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Why not go to kdkprankcalls.com and click on the link for PCU Radio. Check out the schedule and listen to the shows. And click on that little link on the right-hand side where you can subscribe to PCU for $2 a month. You can support and help subscribe to and help PCU grow. It's only $2 a month, you know. You spend more on that on candy bars. Cut out the candy bars and pay for PCU. That way we'll feel that like we're doing something good for you in return. Anyway, seriously, people, donate. Help Ted pay for this shit because it's expensive. God damn it. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I love you all. Don't forget to tune in again next week and stay beautiful.
I feel the heat from your skin and the stubble on your chin. You're no good. You're no good. You got dirt on your hands and everybody understands you're no good. You're no good. Oh, what a joke. You feel like choking. You play for broke, you leave you smoking. Oh, romance is not a children's game, but you keep going back, it's driving you insane. Tree-cut beams above the Sandman Road, with your everything akimbo, night, night, it's time for bye-bye. It's been a great day, thanks a heap. Now it's time for everyone to go to sleep. Night, night, it's time for bye-bye. It's been a great day, thanks a heap. Now it's time for everyone to go to sleep. Night, night, it's time for bye-byes. It's been a great day, thanks a heap. Now it's time for everyone to go to sleep.